This is my story and why we created Headley Holistics. I was born in the 1960s. By the time I was 17 years old, I was diagnosed with my first autoimmune disease, interstitial cystitis. What was surprising to me was how I was treated. I was told by the medical establishment that my condition was psychological. This began a lifelong struggle of what I was experiencing versus what doctors in my family judged I was experiencing. By the time I was 34 years old, I was diagnosed with my second autoimmune disease, severe endometriosis. By this time, all of my organs were stuck together through adhesions. I was bleeding internally. I couldn't keep food down. I had dangerously low blood pressure and was chronically lightheaded. But because that first doctor believed my very real interstitial cystitis diagnosis was a female psychological issue, I was deemed a head case. And that diagnosis followed me. Over time, I developed several more autoimmune disorders, and I accumulated thousands and thousands of dollars of drug prescriptions every month. I had countless and relentless surgeries, and by the time I was in my 50s, I couldn't remember a time when I wasn't sick or in pain. But that all changed in 2014 when I was first introduced to Double Helix Water. I scoffed at first, but I gave it a try, and within 3 days, I thought I was going to die. Every diagnosed condition I had was in hyper overdrive. I was in so much agony. Even my skin and my hair hurt. This tiny little bottle of water had started a detox that my body desperately needed. I had two choices. I could either throw this water out and go back to the way I was, or I could try cutting back the dose and weather the storm of detox and see what was on the other side. So I decided to cut my dose back and forge ahead on this new path. And I decided that if I could make it through this detox, maybe there was hope on the other side. I was totally shocked. We all were. And it took some time, but I gradually started to get better. After about a year, I was able to start cutting back on some of the prescriptions that I had been on my whole life. I was told by many doctors that a couple of these drugs I would never get off of. I was doing the impossible. Even the drugs they said I could never stop, I stopped. Then I changed my diet. I added in other natural medicines. I was experiencing a state of health and well-being that I hadn't felt in my entire life. Then, in 2018, it all changed again. While on vacation, I was thrown from a horse, and I suffered a severe concussion and shattered the orbital plate in my eye socket, and I spent an agonizing year in bed in the dark. There was no pill I could take that would touch the pain. I could barely even get out of bed. It's been 6 years since I was thrown from that horse, and not a day goes by that I don't have head pain, nausea, vertigo, problems with my balance, my vision. I tell you this for two reasons. First, I wanted to explain why, up until now, I haven't been visible in this new business we created. And I want our followers and community to know why we created Headley Holistics. The second reason I'm sharing my story is in case it gives hope to anyone else watching this. Yes, I am still not 100%. Progress is definitely slow, but I am not giving up, and I know that someday I will be pain-free and healthy again. If you are interested in a holistic approach for you or your animals, I'm here to support you.